Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. In this video we are going to create a cache saving system, and also what we want is that before starting the credits panel, so for example in the case of racetrack we have the leaderboard panel, we want to run one another panel. So for that purpose we will just create another UI panel here. So let's create a UI panel. We'll just make it small, something like this, and we'll just make it bright as well. So let's make it bright so we can see everything, and then we can actually add some sprite to it. So let's this panel and let's add and it should be white so that the sprite should be visible. And now I will just rename the panel to a panel of cache panel like this. And now what we want is that we need a position on the top. So inside this panel we will create another game object, and let's go to add a text, and this will be the price, or we can just rename it to the position, and we will just place it inside the cache panel. Cache panel, and now we will just make it beautiful, so good times, and we'll just make it, and we'll just make it 62 maybe, and we'll just make it overflow so that it should be visible, and we can place it to the desired position. So here we can just actually we will paste here first position, okay, like this, and then we will just move it in the center, and then we will just move it to the top maybe. So Unity is taking some time for compiling the things, and the first position is fine here, and then we will just duplicate it, and let's move it, and we will rename it to cache title, and we will say cache here, and also I will just make it little bit like this, and then we can just duplicate it, Control D, and we will just make here 0 0 0 0 like this, okay, for now. And now you can see that if we select this thing, this cache, and this cache, we can move it maybe here, and this thing, let's add it here, and after cache we will add these semicolons as well, not semicolons, only the colons, and then we will just rename it to the cache game object. So this is the cache text, and now what we need is we need a button here. So let's go to the canvas UI and the legacy button, and we'll rename it to continue button, and we will place it inside. But before placement I think we should change the mesh sprite, and also we will just fix the text. So before that I would just select the button, just make it bigger, and then we'll just move it here maybe, And one more thing is that this cache, okay, let's make this cache to the right side. So right side is good, yeah, like this. So now we will just select the continue button. Let's make it a little bit more bigger, and then we'll just add a text to it. So let's add a text here on the main canvas, UI legacy text, and we will name it continue text, sorry, continue button. Okay, text is fine, and we will name it continue, and we will select the font. So let's select the font, and then we can move it to the button itself, and let's make it overflow. So let's place it at the right position, and now let's make it the part of the button. So let's add it inside the button, and then select the button, and let's add it to cache panel. So now this is the cache panel, and we can enable and disable it accordingly, and this panel actually we need into other scenes as well. So we'll just go to the scenes, and I will just select the cache panel. Let's copy this cache panel. So you can press Ctrl C, or you can select the object, and then you can go to edit and copy, and then we can open the new scene. So let's open the time trial scene and edit and paste it. So now when we will paste it here, you will see that this object will be added outside the canvas. So we want to add it inside the canvas. So for some reason, it's not pasted out. So let's press Ctrl V, and now it's there. So now we will just place it under the canvas, and now we have this object. So similarly we can copy this object again, and we will just go to scene 2 racetrack, the next scene, and inside this scene we will repeat the process. We will just paste it again. So I'm not now playing with the prefabs, so let's paste it, Ctrl V. Sorry, for some reason it's not working. Anyhow, let's press Ctrl V again. Yeah, now it's working, and we will just add it to the canvas racetrack again. So that's great. Again we will copy the same thing, and we will just go to the final scene, and here we will again press Ctrl V, and we will place it inside the main canvas, which is here. So that's it. We have successfully created the cache panel. So now what we want is that when we finish the race, we should have the cache panel first, and then when we will click on continue button, then we will get this get the main screen for the that gold or silver or anything else, or the leaderboard. Okay, so in this case you can see that we have this panel active, so we can actually make it inactive in the beginning. So let's open the canvas, where it is, and we'll just make it inactive, cache panel inactive in the beginning. No need for making it enable in the beginning. And now what we want is, we want a script. So here I have written a script. So we will just create a script, and I have created a script with the name of UI racetrack, and inside this script we are getting first of all we will add the library of UI, and then we will in third position. Then we have a public game object leaderboard, and then public text cache, and then we have first place cache, second place cache, and third place cache. You can add your own amounts here, or you can edit these amounts inside the editor as well. In start function we will just make leaderboard will be inactive in the beginning, and then if universal save dot opponent count is greater than 0, so if we have opponents greater than 0, then what will happen is that we will add this line of code that first place cache multiply by and equal to universal save dot opponents count. Second place cache will be activated and it will be multiplied by 2, and third place will be multiplied by 3. So concept, and now we will add that if finish line dot player finish position is equal to 1, then we will get first place, okay, place, and then we will get second place, third place, so there was a spelling mistake, so fourth place and fifth place. So what will happen is that if we are getting if the player position is 1 from finish line, then we will get the win message dot text first place, then we will get cache text and we will make it equal to first place cache to string, and then we will just get universal save dot cache amount, and we will say that cache amount plus equal to first place cache. So similarly we will do the same thing for second place and third place and for the fourth place, definitely, and for the fifth place as well. So for the fourth and fifth we don't need to be have a amount, and then we are making the cache to 0 and 0, and also we will not get any position, so we are not making this thing as well. Okay, so that's great. So now the thing is that we will just go to our universal save, and what we want is we want to save the everything, and if even the Unity is closed, and then we will open the game again in a new session, even then we want to save the values. So for that purpose what we can do, we can use the player prefs. So here you can see that we will create some variables here, static int variable with the name of count, and also public bool saving, which will be false initially, and then we will create a function here for the saving stats. So what we are getting player prefs dot set integer, so we are saving values in player prefs, and that player prefs is my cache and the cache amount, and then we are loading that cache amount is equal to player prefs dot get int my cache. So we are getting this variable value here, and then in the update function we will say that if saving is equal to true, then saving should be false, and then we will just save stats method will be implemented initially, and the computer will record or save our statistics. And then in start function on after don't destroy, just load the stats. So that's it for the scripting thing, and now what we want is we can go to our level, and we will just select the this panel. So let's select this panel, which is actually the cache panel. So let's select it and let's add a script on the cache panel. So I think we have added a script with the name of UI racetrack. Okay, okay, so let's add it, and Okay, so UI racetrack, and we should see these things. So yeah, now you can see win message, leaderboard. So in the win message we will add that position thing, because first position, second position. Leaderboard, we will add the leaderboard actually, which is this object, the another panel. And then we have a cache text, so this is the cache text, and then we have first place cache, second and third place cache. You can definitely modify these things, so we will repeat this procedures for all of the scenes. Okay, for the time trial we will do the same thing, I think, but before that I will just go to scene 2 racetrack. So here we are making the scene 2 racetrack, and let's go to the canvas, and under the canvas we have the cache panel. We'll just cache panel initially, and then we will select the cache panel. We will add the UI racetrack panel, and then we will just add the position text to the win message. In the leaderboard we will add the leaderboard, and in cache we will add the cache. For the time trial scenes we have to create some other script, because you can see that it can be conflicted, because in time trial we don't need a leaderboard. So I'll just save it everything, and before going back to time trials I will just go to the main scene on the racetrack, and here actually we want another game object for one more script. So, or we can add the main menu canvas as well. Inside this we can add script. We can also add the script here as well. So what we will do here is that we want to show the cache or credit throughout the level, throughout these scenes. So what we will do, we will just go to UI and legacy and text, and we will name it cache text, and we'll just move it. Okay, cache text title, and then we can move it on the top right maybe, and here I will just rename it, select the font, and let's make it I think 36 maybe is a good figure for the size, and also make it white, make it wrap overflow, yeah, that size I think. And now on the top we will just go to the anchor it to the top, and we'll just rename it to the cache, title, this one is fine. Here we will add the cache and these columns as well, and now we will just duplicate it and we'll just add it here, and let's add something like this maybe. Okay, and that's fine. And now we will just add it cache amount like this. Okay, now we will add both of these things here in the last. If you will place these things here, it will be hidden. Okay, so it should be in the last of everything, so it will be visible regarding of anything. So if we hide it, you can even see the cache here. Okay, so it is very important. So now we have cache and cache title and cache amount, and we have added one more script. So in here I have added one more script for the main menu cache, and inside this script we will add a UI library, and then we will create a variable of text, cache text, and in start function we are actually starting a coroutine. And why this is happening, because we are also using a start function in main menu script. So what we want is to load the text after some seconds, and then we are saying that I numerator wait for seconds for 0.2 seconds, and then we are making cache text dot text is equal to universal save dot cache amount to string. So that's great, we have successfully added the functionality to the main menu. So now we will select the maybe the cache title or any other object you can add, and so let's add it on the cache title maybe, and I will just add it this cache amount inside the cache title. So let's add it, and here we will just add the main menu cache script, and here for the cache text we will add this text. Now if we play it, it should show some cache here, so in the beginning, so that cache should be 0 hopefully. So let's see. Okay, you can see cache is equal to 0, and also the music is too much distracting. So that's it. Now we will just work on time trial, how we can fix it. But before that, I think I have added the same functionality to scene 2 as well or not. I will just recheck it. So cache panel, yeah, I have added. Okay, for time trial we will just go to UI script, because I have added the complete time trial code inside the UI script. So it's better to create another script for time trial, but I have added the same the code for the time trial menu here in the UI script. So here you can see that I have created some variables, public text cache and win message, and then I have created some more variables here, public float display speed, and public int total laps and total cars. Sorry, where I am here, sorry, actually we have created public int gold cache, silver cache and bronze cache. So here we will just create a method. In this method, a numerator win display method is created, and in this method I am just saying that we are waiting for 0.15 seconds, and then we are showing the time trial results dot set active will be true, and these time trial results is actually the main the new window. And here we are saying that if the gold is true, then win message will be gold, cache be the gold cache to string, and universal save dot cache amount to the gold cache. And then we will just call this for silver, and this for bronze, and this for fail. And so now what we want is that we want another function button on the script, and for that button we will just create a public void continue button time trial, and inside this button what we will say that actually this numerator win display function, we'll just copy it, and let's find the function where we are calling the panel. So here is this save script or new record equal to true, then we are calling the new lap record set active true. So we will just start a coroutine here, start coroutine, and we will actually make win display coroutine, okay, here. And now we just copy this text, copy cut, control X, and then in this function when we will click on that button we will want to do this thing. So new lap record set active will be true, and start coroutine lap record off, and also we want to disable the, when we will click on the button we want to disable the this panel actually, which is the time trial cache panel actually, and for that panel I didn't have created any game object, so we should have a game object for a cache panel. Okay, let's try it now inside time trials. Let's go to time trial scenes, and we will definitely do the similar thing almost in time trial. So cache panel here, and now what we can do, we can actually on the canvas we will see these things. So here you can see win message, so we'll just open the cache, and this is the win message for the position. And one more thing, we can just rename it to cache panel trial track. Okay, so this is good. And now we'll just select the UI again, and here you can see that we have added this position text, and then we have the cache text, and then we have the continue button. And on the continue button we will just place a function here, and we will add this canvas, and we will just go to UI script, and we have continue button time trial. Okay, this button is for the other menu, so let's add it time trial. So that's it. So in canvas you can see that we have cache panel, opponent black, blue, red, opponent. Okay, we don't need it, we only need cache panel, so we'll just add this cache panel object here. Time trial results panel we also need, so time trial results panel. Okay, so the problem is that gold, silver, and okay, time trial results panel is actually the cache panel. Okay, so no, sorry, time trial panel, how we can do, because we have 3 panels for this, so we can do the time trial one for gold and silver and bronze. So this is a little bit complicated, and not complicated, but it will consume time. So here you can see that we have cache panel, and then we have this time trial results panel, and wrong way, the time trial results panel. So actually I will just close it for now, and okay, so now I want to recheck it again. So we have a error, nothing, save it. Although showing us the error here, so where it is, it's not specifying a line, so I will just move back to Unity and just save it, and hopefully now we should not have this field. Okay, so I will just check it out, but before that I will just go to continue button. Yes, we have added the function on continue button. Let's hide it, and also I don't want this at the beginning. And now we will just go to scene 2 time trial. Let's go to and cache panel, trial, and again we'll select the canvas, and here we will add the time trial result is visible for some reason. After some time it should not be here, so let's go back. Yeah, now we will just not see that panel. I think for some reason it's here, so okay, we will fix it. Here you can see cache panel, so let's add the cache panel over here, and we have wrong way text, and we have these texts, win message and cache. So the position will be the win message and cache will be the cache. And on the continue button we will add the function here, so let's add the canvas, UI script, continue button time trial. And now we'll just hide it again, save it. One more thing is that we didn't have added the functions, continue functions on the racetrack scenes, so I will just move back to scene 1 racetrack, and here we will just open the canvas. Let's go to cache panel, and we have a continue button. We'll just add the canvas, and we have the continue button function. Okay, so the thing is that sorry, we have added the cache script here. Okay, sorry. So here, for in this case we will add the this object here, and we'll just go to racetrack and display leaderboard. Okay, that's good. So now we will just go to scene 2 racetrack, and we will do the same with the canvas. Let's go to cache panel, continue button, on click, cache and UI racetrack and display leaderboard. So now I will just test it out, and then we will see that is the problem. Here you can see time trial results does not exist, so we have an error here. So the thing is, on which line we have error? So we have an error on 399 number line, so we'll just go to 399 and we don't need it. Okay, so the thing is enumerator win display, so we want to enable the cache panel here, not the time trial panel. Okay, so hopefully it will solve the issue. So the thing is that when we click on the button, the new lab record dot set active will be true. Okay, so that's fine, I think. And now we will test it out. I will just test it out, and then we will resume the video, or in next video we'll move further. Goodbye. Okay, so what I did is that everything was fine by scripts, but we didn't have changed the finish line leaderboard. So when we cross the finish line on trigger enter, we are actually getting the leaderboard dot set active true. So you can change these text, but also we have another option, is that if we go to our finish line, where is the finish point, and I think finish line trigger, and here we can actually, instead of leaderboard, we can actually add the cache panel. So first the cache panel will appear, and then we will just move to the leaderboard. So here you can see that the cache panel have this continue button we will add the function. So I will just drag drop the cache button here and UI racetrack and display leaderboard. So similarly for the scene 2 racetrack, this one is similarly we will repeat the process in scene 1 racetrack, and here you can see that we have this cache panel, and inside this cache panel we will just select the continue button. We will drag drop this cache panel which have the script, and then we will just enable the display leaderboard function. And now we will just go back to find a finish line. So here I will just type finish line trigger, and here instead of leaderboard we will just add our cache panel. So extend it and cache panel. So now hopefully it should work, but for making it work we should go to our main racetrack panel, and then we can start it from here, because we want to save the credits, cache and other things as well. So time trial has a little bit issue. I will just fix it as well, but for now I will just try to achieve the finish point, and let's see what will happen. Okay, so let's see, we are near to the finish point, and unfortunately we are not number 1, and yeah, you can see we have 3rd place, and actually we got a cache of 1002. Actually it's added 2 to 1000 because on 3rd place, yeah, 3rd place cache is 1000, and we are getting 1000 plus 2 because of that the number of positions which we have added in the code. And actually it should multiply by 2, but anyhow we will recheck it later on. Anyhow, working fine. If we click on continue, we can see that we have a nice leaderboard, but for the leaderboard we should have one more button to move back to the main menu as well. But if we move back and if we play a game again, then let's see what will happen with the cache. So let's see, yeah, you can see cache is successfully saved here. So now I will recheck about time trial, that what's why it's not working, and then we will move further. Okay, so for the time trial it's a little bit complicated because we have multiple menus for the time trial, and you can see that in race type we have this silver, gold and bronze medals, and fail medal as well. So what we can do is actually that on the starting lights where we have gold medal, silver, bronze and fail medal, we can actually add this cache panel here. So let's add this cache panel everywhere. So what will happen when we when our character will when we will win the game, we will see that cache panel time trial, and then when we will click on the continue button, here you can see the continue button, we are actually let's add the function here. So let's add the let's go to UI script and continue button function. Okay, so what will happen when we will click on continue, we will direct it back to the main menu, and I want to skip that thing, the start thing which are available there. So now I will just activate the cache panel to check it out, and that is good. And now what we can do, we'll just save it, and we can actually try it. So let's try it. Okay, so now we are near to the finish point, so let's test it out. Okay, so that's great. You can see we got first position. Unfortunately, the why we have and cache is equal to 0 because we are not within the minutes. You can see that gold minute is 1, bronze is actually 2. Then what is the issue? So we can solve that issue. So let's test it out. And okay, we are making that happen. That panel and that panel functionality is also actually in the this script, which is the different script. So that may be the problem, and if I will recheck it again, you can see that, yeah, you can see we don't have any script here. Sorry for that. So let's add UI racetrack script. Sorry, not UI racetrack. It is using the main canvas script. So the thing is that yeah, we have position, cache. Okay, everything is there. So we have a little bit complexion, so we'll solve that. Okay, so time trial problem was a little bit confusing. So what I did is that I have added the that code from the UI script to race type script, because we have the time trial panels inside the race type script. So I have added UI and scene management, and then I have just added the one more panel here, the main time trial panel, and other models are fine, but I will just show you what I created inside the UI. And then I have added gold cache, silver cache, bronze cache, win message, and cache similarly. So now what will happen is that I have copy and paste the same function for win display function. Here you can see win display function, and what I did is here you can see that I have just added main time trial panel before gold panel, and gold medal and silver medal we have added this line of code. So this will be the main time trial panel. I will show you why I did that. And then in update function, after everything, I have just started the coroutine win display, which will display this function. Okay, so that's it. So now what we'll do, we will just go to our Unity, and here on the starting light we have this race type script. And what we can do, gold minutes, let's make it maybe 1, and for silver minutes we will just make it 1.30, and then 2 minutes. Okay, for bronze. So this is that. And now what I have did is that we can just delete these fail panel, bronze medal and the silver medal, which we have created in past, and I have created a new panel, cache panel. And here inside this cache panel, because I don't want to disturb everything from scratch, so that's why I didn't change these things. Otherwise you can make it dynamic, and that display you can get from without panels within by dynamically. So here I have just added the gold panel, silver panel, bronze panel, and these panels are only the star actually. Here you can see if we hide these panels, I will show you. You can see this star is disappeared. So these panels are only the stars here. And then on the continue button, I have just added the main UI canvas script, which is here on the main canvas, and we have selected UI script and continue button function. And now on the race type, where is that starting line, on the race type we have just added a main cache panel, which is this main panel. Okay, so I have added this main panel here, and then gold cache, you can modify it, and then win message, I have just added the win message, position message, and then cache, we have just added the cache text. That's it. Now hopefully it should work, and let's see how it. So similar thing we will just repeat in the scene 1 time trial. So before testing it out, I will just make it duplicate. So I will just copy this thing, edit, copy, and let's go to scene 1 time trial, and here we will just press Ctrl V to paste it, and we should add it under the canvas. And now we'll just delete these medals, fail medal, these medals we don't need now, and we only need this cache panel. Older one is also available, so we'll just delete that thing because we don't need it now. So here you can see that now the same things are here, and we will just go to starting glides, base panels, we will just add the minutes, etc., and then in the gold medal we will just add this gold panel, which is only the star. Okay, nothing confusing. So bronze medal, fail panel, and then main time trial panel, which is this one, and then gold cache. Okay, everything is fine. Win message, so we will just add this position text here. For cache we will add the cache, and that's it. Save it. And one more thing, important thing is this continue button will be in the end. Okay, otherwise maybe it will not work if you will place it here on somewhere here. Okay, so now we will just hide it, and we will just move back to scene 2 time trial for testing purpose, because scene 2 racetrack is a little bit easier. So here we will just hide this thing now, and now we'll just play it, and let's see how it will look like. Okay, we are near to the finish point, so let's see how it will look like. Also, I just muted the audios, otherwise you can enable it and you can listen the sounds as well. So let's see. Yeah, you can see we have won the gold medal, and we have get the cash 3000, and let's click on continue, and here you can see that we are on the main track. So one more thing is, here you can see that cache, the older cache is visible and the newer cache is not saved, so that is a problem. So we have newer cache as well, so that problem we will solve in the next video. And we have successfully added the cache system and time trial and race track scenes successfully. In next video we'll move further. Goodbye.